Hey fam, this is your girl, the one and the only Spicy, and I'm here today with another amazing pick a card reading. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is doing amazing on this wonderful and glorious day. So the topic for today that we are going to be reading for is what can you see clearly now? What can you see clearly now? And this is, of course, going to be in regards to what you couldn't see before. So, what can you see clearly now that you couldn't see before? So, definitely hoping that this reading is going to be informative, it is going to be fun, it's going to be uplifting, and it's definitely going to help somebody in their own personal situation today. So, you're just going to look at the decks and you're going to choose a pile, or you can even choose to buy a crystal that you are most attracted to. So, we have pile one with the Tinseltown tarot deck. This is actually a newer tarot deck that I purchased with the rose quartz crystal. We have pile two, which is the Ethereal Visions tarot deck with the amethyst, and then we have pile three, which is the citrine crystal with the modern witch tarot deck. So you could go ahead and pause the video right now, drop down into the description box, choose the pile that you feel attracted to the most, and I will see you at your pile. So yeah, enjoy. All right, fam. If you chose pile one, which is the Tinseltown Tarot deck with the rose quartz crystal, I'm going to go ahead and get started with your reading now. So some announcements before I get started officially. Definitely make sure you check out the information in the description box if you would like a personal or private reading. That link is there as well for you to go ahead and get onto my scheduler. If you would like to check out my new line of 3D and hand painted gel press on nails, Baby Nail Girl, then the link is in the description box as well. The holiday season is coming up, so definitely make sure that you give an amazing gift to someone or even to yourself of some beautiful nails, okay, that can be reused. All right, and last but not least, if you would like to send any tarot decks or make any monetary contributions, you can do that as well. All of that information is down there in the description box as well. So yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be asking Spirit, and I'm so excited to be here. We're going to be asking, what can you see clearly now? Okay, so we're just gonna, let some messages come up. This isn't a love reading per se. This is just really a general reading just to see, like, what can you actually see clearly now that you couldn't see before? Like, what is a lot much more clear to you? Like, what do you have an understanding of, so what is that about? So this is a very of course this is a person-centered reading, but for you particularly, like, the energy that's coming up is very person-centered. Like, it's really all about you. We'll see if it has anything to do with others, but it's really directly all about you at this point in time. With Death, Four of Pentacles, King of Swords, it's really all about you. It's all about, even with Death talking about transformation, death can also be a process of purification as well. And purification is really just like, letting go of toxicities, undergoing some type of transition and process that's kind of clearing unhealthy things away. So it could also be unhealthy eating habits. It could be substance use. It could be, not going to certain environments anymore that are maybe even lower vibrational. This could also mean even hanging around with people that are lower vibrational as well. But it's just something that is becoming a little more clear to you is just how much time and energy that you really have to focus in on yourself. So this is really all about honing in on yourself. Another message that I also had got too was kind of like bad habits or things coming back. And so I think it's really important for you to kind of protect and to guard yourself right now. So whether that be, imposing boundaries, like boundaries was something that came up as well, or even just being selfish with yourself with the Four of Pentacles. Because oftentimes when I see the Four of Pentacles, I'll think like, oh, it's about withholding, or oh, you're being selfish. But it's like, this is the one of the best places that you can be in, focused and worrying about yourself, or just, you know, keeping things to yourself, or even keeping yourself to yourself, you know, protecting your peace, you know, imposing boundaries if you need to. Like, this is important because it kind of gives you power. It gives you empowerment to know that, like, you know what, I'm focused on me, I'm doing me right now, and I'm not really worried about anybody else. So in the past, you may have been, you know, very selfless, you know, sharing with others, you know, doing things for other people, always showing up for other people, being free-handed. But it's like, it's not to say that you can't be selfless. But I feel like at this point in time in your life, it's like you focusing on yourself is coming from a place of empowerment. It's not coming from a place of you're being selfish. It's coming from a place of empowerment. And I think it's important for you to do this because you do have places to go. You have things to do. You know, you have people to see. And in order for you to be in the best position as possible, you do have to focus and hone in on yourself, so you can figure out where it is that you're going to go, you know, figure out what it is that you're going to do, or what life direction, or what's next for you as far as when it comes down to your life direction. So you're just putting yourself first. And I think that's something that's being made clear to you. It's something that you have to do, because if you don't do it, it's just like, you're gonna constantly be in a certain type of cycle, or a certain type of pattern, to where you might always feel like you're on the outskirts of life, or you might always feel like you're disappointing yourself, or you're disappointing others, or you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like you just have to get to a place to where it's like you're focused solely on you, and the how good you are, how powerful you are, isn't based upon the validation of other people or how other people treat you. You're just focusing more so on, you know, who you are, and it's the truth of who you are. And I feel like what's being made even more clear to you is the fact that, like, everything does not have to necessarily be emotional. You know what I'm trying to say? Everything doesn't have to necessarily be like, well, I feel like this. It's like, you got to bring yourself up out of the feeling sometime and just do what's right for you, without being so concerned on how this makes me feel or how it makes other people feel. Sometimes you just got to brush it off and just be like, I know this is scary, but I still have to do it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I know that someone might feel upset about me putting myself first, but I have to do it. You know what I'm trying to say? So you just have to employ a certain sense of, like, emotionless, you know, thinking, and just be like, well, what's best for me, and just do it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, oftentimes with people, it's like we're able to give others advice, and because we're not that person, we're not sitting in their emotion, it's like we can give them advice that kind of, you know, it might surpass that, and sometimes it might be bypassing as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you're not that person. You're not sitting in that emotion. But even for yourself, it's like you're not bypassing your own personal feelings. You're going to feel how you're going to feel. But you still have to take some type of corrective action, and you still have to take some type of corrective measures. So I feel like you may be realizing, you know, just how brave you actually really are. You know what I'm trying to say? Just how brave you are. And also you're realizing just how emotional you are and how much you actually feel. You know what I'm trying to say? We have the King of Swords and the Knight of Cups as well. So it's a certain type of love that you not necessarily are offering to someone else, or someone's offering to you, but it's a certain type of love that you have to offer to yourself. So definitely self-love vibes that are coming up here as well. But, you know, some of y'all might even have to apologize to yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? Forgive yourself. Give yourself some type of grace. You know what I'm trying to say? Give yourself some type of grace. And all in all, it's really just about you focusing on what's next for you. And in order for you to focus on what's next for you, you might have to, you know, keep things to yourself. You may have to, you know, just find empowerment through being selfless with yourself, which might come off as you being selfish towards other people. But I think you know now that in order for you to get out of a certain type of cycle of disappointment, or feeling like you're on the outskirts, and feeling like things aren't enough, or dealing with lack and dealing with limitation, like in order for you to truly get over this, in order for this thing to stop coming back to haunt you, it's important for you to, you know, be focused on yourself and on what you're doing, and find empowerment and groundedness from just working on you. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like you understand just how, you know, powerful that your abilities actually really truly are. Because you all are also receiving the Magician card as well. So I feel like you understand just like how powerful that you truly are. And with the Magician, the thing I love about this card is it's letting you know that you already have all of the tools that you actually already need to you know, deal with this cycle, to get over this cycle, to go through this process of transformation. It's like you already have the tools that you need to do this. You see what I'm saying? You have everything that you need. Your powers of manifestation are very strong. It's really all about whatever it is that you want. So I feel like you're focusing back on yourself and just on your ability to co-create, of course, with the universe. Okay. And I feel like you're just in a process right now to where you're kind of like, you know, I don't know if it's like singling yourself. I don't know how I'm saying that, or just what I'm trying to say is like separating yourself. So you could really be separating yourself from the crowd. But I think this is something that's really good for you, because I feel like as you separate yourself, in a way you're going to elevate, and you're really going to start to receive so many different blessings. And some of y'all might already be blessed right now. You see what I'm saying? You already being blessed right now. It may not seem that way, but compared to other people, you have more than you think. You have more than you think you do. You see what I'm saying? You have way more than you think you do. You have things going on with yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? So just always understand that, you know, you have that power and the creative ability to co-create with the universe, whatever life it is that you want. And I do definitely think that you all are finally, it's like stepping into power. You know what I'm trying to say? Seeing yourself from a different place. It's for y'all, it's definitely giving separate to elevate. That's what it's giving. It's giving separate to elevate. So definitely fall in love with this process and understand that this is something very nurturing that you're giving yourself. It's very nurturing. And didn't I just say y'all doing the separate to elevate? Didn't I just say, like, yo, I love when spirit just confirms the messages. But here, of course, we have the Hermit card. So it's just a lot of, you're separating yourself. Like there's other things that you need to learn. There's other things that you need to experience. There's wisdom that you need to receive. So, you know, ask for wisdom. If you need wisdom, ask for wisdom. There's, you know, more studying. There's more knowledge and education that you have to, you know, put yourself in a position to actually learn. And I really think this is just you even coming to, you know, greater conclusions just about not even just the world, but about your place in the world. You know, I'm trying to say, and even your purpose. So that's amazing. Like y'all are really, you know, separating yourselves, and you're really starting to see just how, you know, creative and how powerful you are. You know, you can change your own situation. You can figure out where it is that you need to go. It's probably that you just needed to remove yourself from like I said, people, places, habits. Just remove a lot of the background noise so that you can really figure out, you know, what's actually next for me. You know, what's next for me. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. I had mad cards fall out on the table. Mad cards. But I did see the Queen of Swords. Energy. So, yeah, y'all definitely, like I said, can be separating yourself, cutting yourself off from people, places, or things. Or even just, you know, defending yourself. So that could also be the aspect of the boundaries that I spoke about earlier. Just employing boundaries. It's not like you're cutting yourself off from mad people. It's just like you're understanding when enough is enough is enough. Like enough is enough is enough. that kind of came up. But here, yeah, we have the Seven of Wands. That's the same type of energy where it's like, you know, you could be standing up for yourself, you could be defending yourself, and you can also be it's the energy of also clearing things out of the way as well. So what I kind of just got to was that you all might be working on several different things, that could be, you know, taking up your time, taking up your energy. So it may be that what you can see clearly now is you might have focused specifically on one thing. So it's like, if you're someone who's an entrepreneur, you have many different ideas, there's different things that you're doing. You might have, you know, put your time and energy and focus into into one creative project. Maybe understanding that project can be an actual stream of income for you, something along those lines. So now you're kind of just like clearing out the other things that you've been doing to maybe focus and hone in on one thing. That was something that I had also got as well. So let's see, how can you actually accept this information, and how can it actually help you? I mean, you all are definitely focusing on self right now. So we have success. So it's quite obvious that you are a success. I feel as though other people see that you have more than what you think you have. So if you perceive yourself as struggling or something, just understand that other people don't see you this way. They see you as actually quite successful. They see you as someone who, you know, has more than enough. I keep looking at this four of Pentacles. It's like you're a dignified, actual successful person. You're someone who has the ability to create anything that you want, like regardless of if you had a moment of struggle, if you had a moment of poverty, a moment of, you know, the word that keeps coming to mind is destitute. So if you had a moment of what, destitution, would that be the would that be the the noun, I guess? So you was having that, if you were having those types of moments. But you know, we all have moments of, you know, insecurity, or like we don't know what's going on in life, like we just forgot that we was just popping, and it's just like, you know, we got to get back, you know, we got to get it back, like, you know what I'm trying to say? We all have those moments. But it's essentially this information, how you can accept this information is by understanding that like you are successful, and that what you're doing is going to lead you towards the path of success. You're going to have everything that you need, and you don't have to be afraid about where you're going next. You have the confidence and you have the fearlessness to go out and to achieve any type of challenge or anything that you think is in the way. You know what I'm trying to say? You have all that you need. So just accept the information. Accept that, you know, maybe you do have to separate yourself from other people. Maybe you do have to, you know, give yourself the type of love and validation that you need. You know what I'm trying to say? Maybe you do have to, you know, put up boundaries so that you can actually get to, you know, where it is that you should be. You know what I'm trying to say? Where it is that you should be. And how else can you accept this information? It's really through trust. And trust is, when I tell y'all, trust is so difficult and challenging to have. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is you, and this is your life, and this is you and your destiny. So at a certain point in time, you are just gonna have to let go of the reins and just be like, you know what, you know, spirit, universe, the higher power that you subscribe to, okay, specific, the higher power that wants to help you get towards your destiny. You have to really put trust into that energy. You know what I'm trying to say? Raise your vibration, get there, be gratitude, and just I said be gratitude. I'm done. Be grateful, y'all. And just understand that, like, you know what? Wherever the wind takes me is where the wind's going to take me. But you also understand that you have to put your best foot forward, and you are co-creating with this energy as well. So it's like, you are going to have to put some work in. You see what I'm saying? But also just understand and trust that, like, this work that you're doing as far as separating yourself, putting yourself in a place of what you can learn, maybe even you know, clearing things out, you know, not focusing on things that maybe don't matter to the grand scheme of your destiny. Like those are things that you can do to put yourself in the best position to be successful. So don't feel like, oh, now I gotta do all this stuff. It's like, just take it in steps. Focus on what you want to do. You know what I'm trying to say? Focus on what you want to do. And basically, how can this help you? You know, how can this information actually really truly help you? We have order. So essentially what I'm thinking is like, it can help bring order and balance back into your life. So maybe your life has kind of been all over the place. You know, when you're dealing with so many different people, putting other people first, it's like you're kind of succumbing yourself to how their life is run. Like you're succumbing yourself to what they do and their patterns of behavior and their patterns of action. And it's like, now it's time for you to bring order back to your life. Like, what is it that you do? You know what I'm trying to say? What is it like? What is it that what is it that you want? And kind of bringing that order and balance back into your life and doing things that are going to help get you to where you want to be. You know what I'm trying to say? Or just establishing a balance back to your life. It's like, for example, it's like, let's say you were consistently working out, right? And then you go on vacation for like 2 weeks, but when you're on vacation, you're with friends who may not work out. So then when you come back, it's like you spent 2 weeks of not working out. It's difficult for you to get back on your path of working out. It's like, it happens to everybody, you know what I'm trying to say? But at a certain point in time, you're just going to have to employ some type of order in your life so that you get back on track doing things that you know you like to do, or doing things that you know you should do. So that was just a light example, but in a sense, it's like we all have to have those moments where we kind of bring things back into balance. Because you know, when your life is out of balance, it's just like, you already know, it's just that's a lot of anxiety around that. You know what I'm trying to say? When your life is out of balance, it's like you just don't know what's going on, and it's time for you to bring all of those things back together. And then how also can this information help you hustle? So I was definitely getting a vibe that y'all are entrepreneurs, you know, people that just see better for yourself, you know, people that you might think that you're struggling, but other people really don't think so about you. So it's just all about you bringing things back into balance, as well as within you going out there and doing what you can to make this money. Like the city girls with this money in the background, like it's quite obvious, like, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're creating, co-creating, trying to manifest into your life, like this is something that is definitely going to help you to become more successful. You are someone who has literally any and everything that you could need to become successful, to become known, to even become famous, if some of you all want to do that. And especially, this is the Tinseltown Tarot, so it's a real famous Hollywood type of energy. You feel me? So it's just about you all understanding that, you know, it's time to get back on the ball. So if you fell off, it's time to get back and to really start, you know, focusing on your streams of income and just making more money, like, because this is what's going to help you to, you know, to go to the next place. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, money is a really powerful resource, and it can definitely help you to change and elevate and to grow your life and to also impact the lives of others. Like, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen people do this firsthand. So this is amazing, y'all. I definitely hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that I was able to, you know, just help to inspire you and to support you to just continue to focus on you. And you have a lot of great things to definitely look forward to. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see y'all in the next one. All right, fam. If you chose pile 2, which is the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck with the Amethyst Crystal, we're going to go ahead and get started. But I'm just going to give you all some announcements before we actually get started. So definitely make sure you check out the description box below. If you would like to get a personal or private reading from me, that information is there. So you can go ahead and click the link to my Cutie scheduler to get onto my schedule, to my calendar. If you would like to check out my new line of 3D and hand painted gel press on nails, you can definitely do so at wavylady.net. I also have my Etsy store that is up online. Definitely make sure you tune in to that, because you know the holiday season is coming up, so you can gift a friend, gift a family member, or even gift yourself just an amazing and beautiful set of nails. And last but not least, if you would like to make any contributions, it could be monetary contributions, any tarot or oracle decks, then my P.O. box information is within my description box as well. So it's not a requirement, but it's definitely greatly appreciated. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. We're of course asking, what can you see clearly now? And this is of course in relation to before. What can you see clearly now that you could not see before? Okay. And how can you accept it? And how can this information help to push you forward? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm excited. I feel like, you know, Spirit got me up this morning. It was like, girl, it's time to break up the monotony. It's time to get back into these readings and just get back into being of service to other people. So I'm ready, y'all. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. I hope you are ready too. I hope you are ready too. All right, so this is about a circumstance or a situation that that you're finally understanding really isn't the healthiest situation for you to be in. It's not a healthy circumstance for you to be in. Now you all are, right now, I feel as though you're either in one or two places. You've already moved past this difficulty, or you're moving past this difficulty. So you're finally coming to the realization, especially because it's, what can you see clearly now? So I feel like you're finally coming to the realization that there's a circumstance or a situation within your life that's just not healthy for you, and you have to move away from that thing. So for a lot of y'all, this could even be moving. So moving homes. You could have been in a, you know, a toxic kind of home environment. It doesn't necessarily just have to be within the people that live with you in that space, but it could just be the environment as a whole. It's not a great environment for you to live in. So you want to go someplace that's a little less chaotic. For some of y'all, I don't know why I just got school. For some of y'all, this could have to do with school as well. Finally getting away from a school. Maybe you've dealt with bullying. Maybe it's just a toxic job environment. It's too much there. So you literally just had to leave. It's like, you know how people just pick up and leave in the night? Like, I'm not laughing, but it's like, I'm not laughing at you, but it's just like, just get the visual of somebody just being like, no, I need to pick up and go. Like, they just getting all their stuff together. They're just like, I don't know. I don't care what it is. Like, I'm going to leave with what I got. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just giving a vibe that like you're leaving from some type of, it could be a toxic, it could be just a depressing place to be. It could be a relationship, a situation. Like, you just like, I don't care. I'm taking whatever it is that I could take, and I'm leaving. I know some of my stuff is going to get left back here. It's okay. I can get new stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? That's something that somebody said. They was like, I don't care. Like, I could get new stuff. Like, some of I lost out on money here. It's okay. I'm gonna get new money. I'm gonna get new things. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just like the vibe of you just being like, you know what? I just need to pick up and go, because this is really just too much. So there's a situation now that you're really having that you can actually see a little more clear. And it's funny too, because we have the high priestess here. So it could definitely be that your intuition is telling you things, or your body is even automatically just pushing you to do things. Like, it's just the spirit that's just pushing you to do things that you don't even know why. It's not even all the way clear. It might be a little confusing, but all you know is that wherever you are, it's just, you can't be there anymore. That's all you know. That's all you know. But even here too, it's just like you're being pushed, directed, and guided to just go. You know what I'm trying to say? And this is and I feel like wherever you were, or the energy that you're moving out of, it wasn't like a complete nurturing type of energy. It could have been a very ungrateful type of energy. It could have been a type of energy that just didn't really care about your personal feelings. It didn't care about your personal feelings, or it didn't care about, validating you or affirming you or something. It's just, it seemed like a really kind of ruthless environment, and you just had to kind of leave. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't know all the details and the ins and out and the facets of this situation, but I feel like spirit is just kind of pushing you to go, and pushing you to leave. So for some of y'all, like I said, it could be traveling, it could be moving, it could be leaving schools or leaving a job. It's just giving a vibe that it's just like you're just being pushed to go. You don't know where you going. All you know is that you kind of have to get out of there. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but let's go ahead and get some more information. Let's go ahead and get some more. Yeah, I just think that, just for you per se, what you can see much more clearly now is just how much you've had to, it's like how much you've had to, the word that came to my mind was fight. And I don't want to not say it, but it's like, it don't mean you was actually really fighting, but it's just like how much you've just had to fight just to be, or even just to maintain your sense of peace. And I feel like that's just something you're tired of doing now. It's like really exhausting to always affirm or try to tell somebody, or try to maintain your boundaries in a place that's just being disrespectful. Like it's tough for you to continue to keep like defending or standing up, or I'm trying to say, at a certain point in time, it's like employing that certain level of strength in places where you feel like, why do I even have to do that here? You know what I'm trying to say? Like feeling like you have to just be on guard or be on a 10 in places in which you shouldn't really have to. Like it's too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're working a job. It's an office job. Why do I have to come here and have to deal with people gossiping about me, and we really just at an office job? Like, you come in, you do your job, and you leave. You know what I'm trying to say? Or why do I have to always constantly be on guard at home when it's home, and this should be a safe space, and I should be protected, and I should be comfortable here in my safe space from the outside world? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you need some peace and you need some respite. That's what came to mind. Some people say respite, but it's just rest. It's help. It's support. It's rejuvenation. It's, you know what I'm trying to say? It seems like you all need that, and that's something that I feel like you're finally understanding. It's just like, I need a break. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what some of y'all are probably really thinking to yourself, is like, I need a break. I really do. And I feel like this does have to do with home. This could also have to do with a parent, or you could also be a parent yourself. It's just like you want to create the best space for you, the best space that is going to inspire peace, the best space that is going to inspire balance and just nurturing. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like you all are finally understanding that, like, if you want to be in a certain type of environment, it's like you're going to have to do what you can to create that environment for yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's like an actual physical environment. It's not just, and this could even be within yourself internally as well. But for y'all, I'm just getting it. It's more so like it's a matter of a physical environment or a physical location. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I need to be in a peaceful place. I need to be in a quiet place. I need to be in a place where I can even be creative as well. Because I'm picking up the Empress vibe from this as well, from the Queen of Pentacles. It's like a place where I can be even more creative, a place where I can see all my things. So maybe y'all were living in a place to where your stuff was always packed up, or your stuff is always in suitcases, it's always in bags. You can't see your stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? And there's a certain type of comfort and that comes from you being able to see your things. It makes me think about like someone having a super cluttered closet and they don't ever know what they have because there's always so much stuff in there. But then when you get in there and you organize and you put everything on hangers and you lay out all your shoes, it's like you can see all your things. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's kind of the imagery that I really picked up on. So for you all, I feel like it's really just a matter of your home environment, or your environment, just wherever you are. You want to be comfortable, and you want to be nurtured, and you want to be at peace in that place. For some of y'all, I do feel like this is really strongly around moving out for some reason. So I feel like you all are, of course, understanding that like you have to create the environment that you want for yourself. But yeah, it's really all about even similar to pile one, but not really. It's really all about, of course, being empowered and keeping yourself to yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? And there's nothing wrong with that. I definitely do think that you all do need some time alone as well, within your own space. You know, so that's kind of what I'm getting as well. I feel like when you get into your own space, you'll be in a better place to really to create, and to also be empowered, and to be grounded as well. Just with this Pentacles energies, a certain type of grounded energy. So feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling stable wherever you are, especially within your emotions as well. Because even you being in this place of where you are could have been turning you into somebody that you're not, especially with the Queen of Cups in the reverse. It could have been turning you into someone who just where you could have been a very nurturing person. You actually really do care about people. You probably had to pull back and just focus solely on you, and it could have turned you into I have to say the word, it could have, but yo, I don't mean it like this, but it could have turned you into a bit, okay, a bit. I'll spell it, a bitch. It could have even turned you into that, or you could have just been a little bit more meaner, a little more cutting with people, not really trying to care about other people, because of the environment that you're in and how it kind of breeds. It might breed that type of attitude, that type of way of being, but that's not really who you are. So I think that you're definitely learning more about yourself concerning that. You might have thought that that was who you are, but I feel like your intuition, of course, and spirit is trying to nudge you out of that situation so that it doesn't turn you into somebody else. You know, for some of y'all, I feel like wherever you were, it could have forced you into developing a personality disorder. It could have forced you into because you know, like how spirits really be jumping from one person to another. It's like it could have, that was a spirit that could have attached itself to you. But I really feel like spirit is like, that's not who you are. That's not, what I just heard was not my daughter. Not my daughter. Not my son. Not my daughter. Not my son. So yeah. A lot of you all are understanding just how, you know, I feel like a lot of you all are understanding that like no one else can really change your life but you. I think that even in this place that where you were, there was a lot of, you know, dependency or codependency on someone else, on something else. But I feel like you understand that like, regardless of if you had to depend on that thing or not, you still felt like you were in a place of lack. You still felt limited even when you were depending on that other thing. So I think something that you're really understanding is like, it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, I'm here in this situation, this is going on, but I still feel less than. So why not just leave? Why not just leave? Try to create something on my own and see what happens. You see what I'm trying to say? So I feel like y'all are getting into that energy too, where it's just kind of like, well, I've been here. What is it doing for me? It's not doing nothing for me. Like, it's not doing enough. So let me try something else and see what happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, let me try something else and see what happens. So that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this. Give me a second. Let me shuffle. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this. Then we also have the Ten of Pentacles as well. Yeah, I definitely do think that this had to do with home, or it had to do with family. So it's probably you just leaving your family, leaving your immediate family. Yeah, just family. I was about to be like support groups and nope. I'm just kind of getting the vibe of family, especially with the Ten of Pentacles. But I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing for you. It's kind of like you might have to, you know, be that person that kind of takes a step and kind of takes a leap to create something new. But it's not like it's a bad thing. So if you felt like, you know, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't, and then you feel like anything feels like, okay, well, maybe I gotta stay here, or maybe I should go back. It's like understanding that you don't necessarily have to do that. It's gonna be important for you to focus on creating your own sense of peace, balance, and harmony within your own place, and create a new pattern. You know what I'm trying to say? Create something new. It's like if you grew up in a real toxic family structure, you know what I'm trying to say? It's gonna be on you to understand what's going on, understand the pattern, and create something new for yourself. And then, of course, pass it along to your kids and to their kids, and create a new type of way of being for your family. You know what I'm trying to say? Like breaking that generational curse. You know, it has to be done by somebody who goes through the BS, realizes they don't want to go through the BS anymore, and actually employ certain actions to change things for which are going to change the trajectory of your family moving forward, of your life moving forward. So if you had that feeling where it's like, damned if I do, damned if I don't, but you just take a step and you take a leap and just do it anyway, then you'll understand just how much actual positive change that you would have brought into your life, and of course into the lives of your kids if you're a parent, because parents came up here for your kids, for your grandkids, and moving so on and so forth. So it's just really all about you changing certain types of behaviors, you know, even within your family, that your family has done, and changing the trajectory of your life. And I just feel like spirit is just naturally leading you down this path. So even if you just like, I don't even know, I just know that I can't be here, like that's a good place to be at, because at that point in time I feel like spirit just gonna step over and just really help to, you know, help you take those steps. What I kind of got was a video game. So it's like spirit is like directing, ordering your steps, or sometimes you might feel like you're being controlled. Sometimes you might feel like you're being controlled, and I really feel like what came to my head was Jesus take the wheel. Jesus take the wheel. So some of y'all might be feeling like I'm controlled, or my body's just getting up and I'm just automatically doing these things and I don't know why, but all of these things are helping you to, you know, have more of a peace and a balance, stability, security within your life and within your actual environment. So I just say lean into it. You know what I'm trying to say? Lean into it, because you already know that the situation that you might be in isn't the best. Sorry, y'all. I got mad cards that flew out. But just to let y'all know some of the cards I see the Justice card, I see the Chariot, I see the Magician. The Justice card, the Chariot, the Magician. It's kind of like you're restoring back order, peace, balance, and harmony. The Magician is you're co-creating this stuff. The Chariot, it's you gotta go. Like we talked a lot about travel, we talked a lot about moving forward, and it's like actual just letting you know that your life is moving forward. You are moving forward. So now it's just time to get into agreement and to get on board with this positive change that's really coming into your life. Like even if you don't know what it is that's going on, you know what I'm trying to say, even if you don't know. And it's also important to have a certain level of confidence as you're doing these things as well. Like you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know everything, but you can still make it look sexy. Like you might be a work in progress, but you can still be a masterpiece. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, just understand that like, even though things might still be a mystery, all you have to do is just move forward with a bright and a sunny disposition, have a certain, you know, level of optimism, have a certain level of confidence, and just maintain that glow. You see what I'm saying? Maintain that glow. Because there's a glow within you, and all you have to do is, you know, be that spark. All you have to do is employ those changes that continue to keep sparking this glow, glow that's really, you know, it's really going to be evidence in your life. So it's just all about you understanding what you want and then just going after that thing and being okay with that thing and being empowered, being your actual true self. I don't think you're someone who wants to be mean to others or wants to have, you know, the things that people, when they have personality disorders, the things they do to other people, they really turn on other people. They're not trusting of other people. They start to just think about what they want and be selfish and be stingy. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't really think that's really who you are. I feel like you're a nurturing person. You're someone that actually likes to affirm other people, but you got to put yourself first by moving out of a difficult circumstance, a situation, and move it into a place that brings the best out of you. You see what I'm trying to say? It's all important. This is all important to bring the best out of who you are, is what I meant to say. Sorry, y'all. Sis be talking a lot, and just for this to be, you know, one of my first readings that I've really done in a while, it is what it is. So yeah, y'all, we have voyage. So it's just signifying again, as far as you traveling, you moving, you know what I'm trying to say? It's a lot of cards here that signify some type of movement, and now we have it here again with voyage. So this is important too, just this picture, because this is exactly kind of, it's very similar to what I was just saying, as far as like, it's like you're being controlled in a way. It's like, even if you felt like you couldn't move on, even if you felt like you couldn't move forward, it's like understanding that you're going to be helped by the universe. You see this bigger whale, and it's like carrying this smaller whale. Is like, you really thought that you was gonna have to jump through mad hoops and swim this mad vast ocean and potentially get lost, but it's like, no, spirit really is picking you up, like, because this is where you were supposed to be. You weren't supposed to be in that situation that you were in, or if you were in that situation that you were in, it wasn't supposed to be for that long. You know what I'm trying to say? You weren't supposed to be stuck in that place. You weren't supposed to be lost in that place. You weren't supposed to be feeling abandoned and on the outskirts in that place, or disappointed in that place. Like, so spirit really is about to be like, no, you're not supposed to be there. So I'm just going to help give you this push. So even in times where you might feel like, dang, I'm being controlled, that could just be spirit that's trying to push you further, faster. You see what I'm saying? Imagine trying to swim this ocean. Like, who is doing all of that when you have spirit that can actually support you and help you get to where you need to get? And you're not even going to have to do all of the things that you thought you had to do. You see what I'm saying? You're not even going to have to do all of those things. Like, so just accept it. You're on a trip, you're on a voyage, you're changing, you're moving, like, so you have to kind of accept the fact that you're experiencing a lot of movement right now. It just is what it is. Embracing. I literally just like, you're just gonna have to accept it, because that's what this question is about. This question is kind of like, you know, how can you accept this information? Okay, how can you accept this information? And at the end of the day, you just kind of have to embrace it. You just kind of gotta suck it up. But it's a beautiful thing, as we can see here on this card. Actually, I've never pulled this card before, so that's interesting. But for the most part, it's just, look at how, you know, beautiful this card actually is, and all of these different gold specks and things that are around. So it's like, you're not gonna be worse off. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not gonna be worse off. Oftentimes we're afraid to take steps, or to, you know, or to move, because we think that, like, what's gonna happen when I do that? But oftentimes, like, when you make changes and you move from one place to another, it does actually turn out to be a little better. You know what I'm trying to say? It does actually help your situation, as opposed to if you just stayed where you were, that I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't energy. But I feel like you're the type of person that's just like, yeah, that could be, but I still can't stay where I am. So I feel like you're not really gonna have too much of a challenge with actually being able to accept that you have to move, and to be able to embrace that, you know, through me doing this, through me taking this action, it is going to lead to something better for me. So yeah, y'all, this is the last question. I definitely hope y'all are vibing with this. And this is the last question. Like, you know, how can this information help you? Like, How can this information help you? I mean, I've already kind of been talking about like how I can help you, but you know, so I say just try to get some bigger messages. And we have rebellion. Okay, so you're gonna be going against what people may have expected of you, or even of yourself. So you could be getting out of your own way. The way that this is gonna help you is gonna help you to be a lot much more fearless. And even if we all experience fear. Like, fear don't just go away, and you just get to a point in your life where fear goes away. It's never there anymore. Like, fear is always gonna be there. There's always gonna be a choice to not do something. You know, just like there's always a choice to do something, there's always going to be a choice to not. And I think that you're just really going to be getting out of your own way, and then of course moving people out of the way as well. So it's like you becoming a lot much more fearless and rebelling against maybe even who you used to be. Someone who used to probably just want to be comfortable, or just is like you're stuck in that situation but you don't really know how to get out of it. I feel like you're really going to become a different person. Like, you even going to treat yourself different. It's like, scared, I gotta do this anyway. You know, yourself might be like, no, I'm scared. And you're just like, okay, you scared, but we still got to get these things done. Or you might be scared, but you know, our destiny is so much more important than us being scared. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so I would definitely, you know, just say some affirmations that have to do around like courage, bravery, strength. Like, you got this, you can do this, you know, different things like that. Just talking to yourself like that. But it seemed like you're really going to be going against, you know, maybe even other people, and then most importantly, even the fear that could be within yourself. And then we also have leadership as well. So I really do think that by you going through this, you'll be able to better help and be of service to other people as well. People that, yo, I just looked at this Nicki Minaj card. It don't even really look like Nicki, but it's Nicki. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? The Brat card actually kind of looked like the Brat. But I was just laughing at this card. But nah, in all actuality, it's just like, you know, you're gonna be someone that I believe people can be able to look up to. Someone that, you know, once you've gone through this difficult place and you've got to a better place, you can be of service to others by telling people your story. Even by, you know, counseling or even helping other folks as well, because we do have the Queen of Cups is here. But I definitely think that you are right now maybe not in the best place to be of service to other people, because you have to get yourself good. But I do think that, you know, understanding that and understanding your current situation and you getting to the other side is going to put you in a place to where now you can reach back and help other people. But don't feel bad if you can't do too much for other people right now, because I feel like what is going on with you is very important. It affects your stability, it affects your security, it affects your well-being. And I definitely think that whenever it's something going on like that, it's like you have to focus on that first and then be able to help other people as well. So just as you're going through these changes, just try to have as sunny of a disposition as you can. That just means try to be as happy as you can. You know, try to be as optimistic as you can. Try to be as confident as you can, even as you're going through these changes. You know, be yourself. Don't let your circumstance determine and define who you are. You see what I'm saying? That type of vibe. So I definitely hope that y'all resonated with this reading. I'm so happy. I'm glad that I decided to do this today. It's so nice outside. It's such a wonderful looking fall day. And yeah, I definitely hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you tune into the next one, and I will see you again. All right, fam. If you chose Pile 3, the Modern Witch Tarot deck with the citrine crystal, I'm going to go ahead and get started. But before I get started, let's do some announcements. Definitely make sure you check out the description box if you would like a personal or private reading from me. The link to my scheduler is there. If you would like to check out my new line of 3D and hand painted gel press on nails, baby nail girl nails, we are not your average press ons, then definitely make sure that you check out the link below as well. You can go to my website, which is ShopWavyLady.net, and you have links on how to get to my Etsy store. But yeah, so definitely check that out. Holiday season is upon us, so definitely give a gift of some amazing press-on nails, not only to yourself but even to a friend. And last but not least, if you would like to make any monetary contributions, or if you like to send me any tarot decks or oracle decks, you can do that as well. The information to my PO box is in the description box. So yeah, that's it, fam. Let's go ahead and get started. What can you see clearly now that you could not see before? Okay, what can you see clearly now? You know, how can you accept this information, and how is it going to help you moving forward? So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Pile 1 and 2 was amazing. Pile 1 and 2 was powerful. So let's go ahead and get into it. I wasn't really reading in terms of love, but I wasn't really trying to, but you know, you just kind of read and take the information that's there. You see what I'm saying? You just gotta kind of take the information that's there. So what's going on is, I believe, I definitely do believe that this has to do with love, or it doesn't just have to do with love, but it could also be your own emotions or just how you feel. But I feel like a lot of you all are feeling very, you know, heartbroken right now, especially with the 3 of Swords. You could be dealing with, you know, a painful circumstance, some type of painful reality, something that you've really understanding that, like, no, this actually really hurts. I feel like you're someone who could have been trying to put off your emotions. You didn't really want to think about this for a while, but it's kind of like when you keep putting things off and off, they rise to the surface. If you don't address things, they just continue to rise, and then we have this moment here where it's just all too much at once. And I definitely think that you're understanding that, you know, there's a circumstance and a situation that's going on within your life. I feel like it has to do with love. It could be in a relationship with another person. It could have even been the ending of a relationship, especially with this Tower card. And, you know, it's actually really bothering you. You know what I'm trying to say? It's bothering you. You definitely don't feel like you're in your most empowered or creative state right now. And in all actuality, what I'm getting would be acceptance. I don't know if you're at the point of acceptance yet. I feel like you're at the point to where you understand that, like, no, this situation really hurts. You could have, you know, broken up with somebody. There could have been an ending of a relationship with somebody that was very near, dear, and special to your heart. But it's also about understanding that that relationship, no matter how much you might have loved being in that relationship probably wasn't, you know, built the correct way, or you were not experiencing the relationship maybe the way that it was created to. So it's like something either took a wrong turn, or it just was not the right person, or the foundation just wasn't built the way in which it should have, it wasn't built in a way that would lead to it being something long term, or something that would be successful for years to come. So you just kind of come into the realization that, you know, somebody that you know, you really love, you really cared about, a relationship. This don't just have to be just a intimate romantic partner. It could be family, it could be friends. Like, you just come into the conclusion that, like, yo, this relationship it just never really was like it was. And it was like, for you, like, you felt it, you know, try to say it was. But as far as in the grand scheme of your life, and it's like, as far as something long term, or just in that point in time in your life, it's just like it never really was. You know, it's kind of like when you realize that, like, the person that you thought would be in your life for a lifetime was really only in your life for a reason or for a season. you kind of feel some type of way, because you're just like, yo, I really thought we was gonna be friends for life. Like, I really thought we was gonna be together for life. Like, the song that came to mind was Separated by Avant. Separated by Avant. So if that song resonates with you, that's probably your situation right now, because it's definitely given that song. So just look it up on YouTube, Avant, Separated, and it might, you know, resonate with you. But that's the song that literally popped up in my head. But for the most part, what I'm getting is like, as far as within this relationship, as far as within this entanglement, whatever this relationship was, friendship, family relationship, is like, you kind of come into the conclusion, it's like, there really isn't much to come from this. You know, there really isn't anywhere to grow within this, and I don't think you feel you're most empowered in this situation. And that's something that you're understanding, is like this just is like, what am I, like, I can't do anything. You know, you understand that you don't have no control in this relationship anymore. You just sad. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And I think that's something that makes you even more sadder, is understanding that, like, you may not feel the best empowered in this relationship that you're in. You may not feel as if anything is gonna materialize from this situation that you're in. Like, nothing's gonna improve. You're not gonna get what it is that you want. It's kind of like you feel like it could be a little aimless. It's like, why am I doing this for? What am I doing this for? Like, there's no point. Like, there's no point to this. Like, I'm not gonna get what I want from this. That type of thing. And it is causing you some, you know, with the Nine of Swords, it's causing you some anxiety. So you may be up at night. You may be staring at your phone. You might be staring at your phone, like, you want this person to say something to you. You want this relationship to you know, to get better. You want things to be better. So there's definitely some type of anxiety that you have, some type of fear, some type of worry that you have. Like, and it's like, for some of y'all too, what I just got is like, you're such a beautiful and pretty person. Like, you could be very attractive. Like, you could be so beautiful. It's like, how could such a beautiful person just be dealing with so much sadness, or so much fear, or so much anxiety, or so much worry? It's like, you a beautiful person. You could be crying. You definitely could be crying in your Bentley. You could be crying in your Benz. Like, you could be crying. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, you're such a beautiful person. Why are you crying so much? Like, not to say that you can't cry. Y'all, I'm done. I'm done. Not to say that you can't cry, but it's just like, you really are experiencing such intense, like, you could be, it doesn't have to be all the time, but it could even be periodically. Like, and you could even just be thinking about all of the past hurts that you've experienced. You know what I'm trying to say? In your past, in your present, and you're just like, am I going to keep dealing with this in my future? So it's just like, how could such a beautiful, pretty person, like, just be experiencing all of this, you know? And I just think that this is a moment in time for you. I just think it's a moment in time for you, because you're showing up as the Empress. But I do feel like, because of this situation is not making you feel as in your power as you ordinarily are, and you could definitely be feeling uninspired, not really wanting to create. For some of y'all, it could even be, the word that came to mind was barren. You could be having issues with your imagination and your creativity. You just don't feel like creating right now. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, you just don't feel like creating. You know, and I literally just said you might be having some issues with your imagination. And we have the Seven of Cups coming up here as well, because the Seven of Cups is like that as well. It's like options, it's opportunities. But then I also think about it as like, well, what is it that you want? You know what I'm trying to say? And it puts you in a place of where you can actually get into your imagination and think about and see the different options and opportunity that you could actually take. It's like you're figuring things out. I feel like this situation, being in this emotional space, being in this head space too, because you are in your head mentally, being in this place of worry, fear, like, you know what I'm trying to say, just so many abrupt changes happening that's causing you to feel scared, or causing you to fear. It's like, it could be also affecting like your next steps, or what you decide to do next, or your creativity, or your imagination. It's affecting these things. Like, so I feel like this is something that you are starting to understand a little more clear. Is just how a situation is directly impacting you and making you feel. You know what I'm trying to say? On an emotional level. And it's not helping you to really step into your power. So I feel like you're finally coming to a certain awareness and understanding of a relationship that you've been in, and maybe the fact that, like, you know, it's really bothering you. Like, this joint's really bothering you, like, and maybe you might not really know how to move forward, or you might just be sitting in that emotion and sitting in that energy of like that heartbreak. Like, that heartbreak. Like, you can't tell people, oh, just get over it, because people have to feel what they have to feel, like, and you do have to sit there. I just think that it's finally, like, it's all coming to a head. You know what I'm trying to say? You might be one of those people that just try to do what you can do in other areas of your life and just try to keep managing things in your own way, but it's like, it seems like it's getting to a head. It's like the things you might be thinking about, the things you went through in the past, the things you've been through now, and it's too much. It's too much. Like, and it's okay for it to be too much. And it's okay. It's okay, because at that point you just have to accept it and work through it. You see what I'm trying to say? But yeah, the Magician came up again. This whole reading, I think I've seen the Magician. I don't know. I've seen the Magician frequently. I think I saw him in all 3 piles. But that's good. That lets me know that regardless of your circumstance and situation and where you are, I feel like this separation is going to open up something new for you. It's going to open up your ability to understand that, like, you know what? This situation and circumstance might have been out of my control or out of my hands, but at least you know that you can, create the type of ideal life circumstance that you actually want. So maybe in this relationship, you might have not felt, as, like I said, as empowered. You might have not felt like what you wanted and the way that you wanted things to go was being accepted by that other person. Maybe they didn't accept you. Maybe they didn't accept how you live. Maybe they didn't accept what you wanted to do. Maybe they didn't accept your creativity. Maybe they didn't accept the fact that you actually wanted to, I guess, create something. Create something. Maybe they didn't really accept that. So at least you understand now that, like, you can create the type of life or the relationship that you want. Like, it just might not be with this person in this relationship. You know what I'm trying to say? It's probably going to have to be on your own for some time, until you, meet a better friend, meet a better lover, establish your own family, have your own kids, you know what I'm saying? Because the Empress came up here as well, have your own family, do things your way. Do things your way. And it's not to say that your way is a bad way, because you're showing up as the Empress. Even though the Empress, that energy might be blocked, I'm still taking it. You're still the Empress. Like, it's basically like, even, a baddie can have a bad day. That type of thing. Okay? You're a baddie having a bad day. That's kind of what it is, because I'm just like, you're beautiful, like, you're very attractive, you're very pretty, like, why are you crying so much? So it's just like, kind of like you're a baddie having a bad day type of energy. But you could pick it up with that Magician card that's showing up here as well. I feel like that's something that you're understanding as well, is like, I'm just having a moment, but you're experiencing this moment because it's probably just been, you've probably just kind of been strong and resilient and try to move through things, but you still do have to address your emotions and speak and speak. How does it make you feel? Speak it. And that's probably why you have so much of this, anxiety that's going on right here, is because it's like just so much that has to come to the surface. It's just so much that you have to say. Like, you need to speak it. So it's like, if you don't feel comfortable telling these things to people, then maybe you should write it down and release it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a lot kind of going on beneath the surface. But yeah, like I said, I feel like you understand that this is a baddie. You're a baddie having a bad day, because it's really just a cycle, and it's not something that you're going to be sitting in for too long. I feel like this is just a moment. And I think that this is something that you are understanding within yourself, is like, I'm having a moment, but this can definitely change. I don't have to stay here, but you are in a way finally giving yourself the grace to experience it, because it's coming out in other ways. It's coming out in you not being able to express yourself as creatively as you are typically used to. It's coming out within you maybe not getting good rest because your mind is still going, and you're still not at ease. And it's also coming out in the fact that you could be missing opportunities or not taking certain options from a place of empowerment because you're feeling so hurt. You see what I'm saying? But it's also just understanding that, like, you're not going to be here forever. Like, you are going to have the power to, close up this cycle, maybe this way of being, these behaviors that you've been employing. Like, you're going to have the ability to kind of close up that cycle and to choose a different path, to create a new path. And let me go ahead and get y'all one last card, and then we're going to move on to the other questions that I have in the other oracle decks that I would like to use. So the Justice card did come up as well. I'm just gonna read it because when it flipped out, it just flipped out. So it is what it is. But I'm just gonna read this card. But in a way, it's like you're gonna be bringing back some type of balance and order to yourself. Like, I feel like you've understood that where you are emotionally is affecting how you experience the rest of the world and just your place within the world. I feel like you're an important person. You know what I'm trying to say? If you knew it or not, it's like, I mean, we all are important. But what I'm getting specifically with you is like, you're an important person. Like, you're a visionary type of person. You're a creative person. And society and culture is literally, it functions based off of it functions and it sustains itself when we have people like this in society that kind of create the culture. I'm trying to say, that create the new things. I'm trying to say, that create the entertainment. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, you're somebody like that. Like, you create the entertainment. Like, you create the main attractions. You know what I'm trying to say? So you have to be in as best of a place as you can be so that you can continue to keep creating, because we need your energy. You see what I'm saying? Like, we need your energy. And I feel like your situation is, of course, going to wrap up. Like, you're not going to be here forever. This is really just a cycle. You have so many major arcana cards right here, like, in your whole reading. So it's like some major actual life things that are going on with you. Like, it's not just a day-to-day thing. I feel like your feelings are a culmination of so many things that have happened to you up till now. And it's just a certain, like, it's like a breaking point. Like, you're at a point right now where it's like, am I gonna break, or am I going to just get this shit back in balance? Get this shit back in balance, y'all. Forgive me, I really forgot I was recording for a second. Where it's just like, you got to get these things back in balance. You got to get these things back in order, so that you can actually move on with your life. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like it's like you're having a reality check. And it definitely, it hurts. It really does. But you're having a moment, and I think that the best thing that you can do is to understand that, like, you're going to come up out of this moment, and you can't let this moment go on for too long, because it could be affecting just everything that you've worked so hard on and everything that you tried to build up. Most importantly, yourself. Like, you've taken time. Because whenever somebody shows up as the Empress, that's not something that just happened yesterday. Like, this is something that has been years in the making. Like, you've been trying to, take these little steps here and there. And it's like, just because a certain circumstance or situation isn't working out in your life doesn't mean that you can't refocus and bring that justice and bring that order back to yourself. For some of y'all need apologies. That's something that came up. For some of y'all need apologies. For some of y'all need somebody to do right. For some of y'all need, you need to feel secure. There's a certain level of security. There's a certain level of validation or affirmation that you're looking for from another person. You know what I'm trying to say? For some of y'all do need apologies. But at the end of the day, too, it's about understanding that, like, you may not get that. So what can you do to get yourself back on track? You see what I'm saying? What can you do to get your creativity back on track, your imagination back on track, your confidence back on track? Like, what can you do to finally start getting good sleep again? You know what I'm trying to say? So for y'all, it's really just coming to the realization that a circumstance, a situation with another love, romance, intimate, family, friend, like, you're understanding that, like, that relationship just wasn't going to be for the long term, and it hurts because you don't want to continue to keep going through this abandonment and hurt, and you know what I'm trying to say, you personally don't want to keep going through that, but it's just a moment. It's a cycle that you know is going to end. You have to do what you can to, you know, normalize things and bring things back into order and balance, peace, harmony for yourself, regardless of the fact that you may not get what you need, this validation, this affirmation, this apology from this person. You may not get that. So how can you accept this? How can you accept this? Okay, I had one card come out. I'm gonna take this card because I did see it. I'm gonna take it. We have miracles. Oh, this is nice. Miracles, and we have community, and they both have a rainbow here. So it's like it's like such a change from looking at this Three of Swords and looking at this Nine of Swords card. Like, it's just, there's so much beauty that is just within you. That's why I'm just like, you're just a baddie having a bad day, because there's so much beauty that is just within you. I feel like your energy is needed. I feel like people love your energy. People love to be around you. You inspire this sense of community. And I just think that, like, how you can accept this situation or circumstance for what it is. It's just by not just looking in this, but reminding yourself of just how important and needed that you are. And it's not to have a overinflated sense of self or being egotistical, but it's like you've taken so many steps to transform yourself. You've taken so many steps to get into this Empress energy. It just makes no sense at this point to continue to go backwards. What I kind of got was, and I've just been thinking of this, it's like you're going to move from glory to glory. So even though we have these peaks, especially with these peaks here, we also have moments of when we're actually in the valley. And when we're in the valley, it's like, it just seems like everything is just so great around us. Like, it's like everything is so great. Everything might be so daunting. When I mean great, I don't mean like great, awesome, but I mean big. You know what I'm trying to say? It just seems like everything is just so big around us, and it might be overshadowing us, and you know what I'm trying to say? But it's just like, you're going to move from glory to glory. So even though you're in the mountain, even if you're in the valley right now, understand that you're going to move to another mountain peak. Like, it's really just a matter of time. You know what I'm trying to say? You got to take your eggs out of this basket of this relationship being it and putting it back into yourself as you're it. Okay? Put all of your eggs in your basket. You know what I'm trying to say? Put all of your eggs in your basket. Bet on you. Because you're needed. You know, there's a community of people that actually really truly love you. They love being in your energy. There's just so much happiness that you actually do have deep within you. There's so much beauty. There's so much radiance. So I really do feel like it's really back to you accepting the fact that, like, you're needed. You do inspire a sense of community. There are a community of people that need you. You know what I'm trying to say? There's a community of people that you need. And then also understanding that, like, things are not always going to be like this, especially with miracles. Like, miracles are just, like, when I think about miracles, it's like they just come right on time. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, miracles really come right on time. Like, I've been experiencing miracles all year with my financial situation as far as being an entrepreneur. And it's like, it may seem a little daunting as you're walking, you know, things need to get paid for, you know, things need to get done, food needs to get put on the table, but like, these miracles really just come in the nick of time. So it's like, you got to understand that for yourself. It's like, in the nick of time, you know, you will be healed. In the nick of time, you know, things are going to work out for you. In the nick of time, you know what I'm trying to say? Things are going to come back into balance for you, like just in the nick of time. So don't give up hope. Don't think that you're going to always be in this current situation how you feel forever. You're just having a moment. And last but not least, we have our last oracle deck that we're going to be using. How can this information help you? You know how you can accept it. You're needed. You're an essential person. Okay. And how can this situation help you? We have resistance. Yeah, resist feeling like this is gonna be it. You know what I'm trying to say? Resist feeling like, you know, this situation, this relationship was greater than you. I think you're greater than it. And then we also have potential with young MA. I never got the potential card before, but I just think that's something that you need to understand is like, you really do have potential to really be all that you can be. Like, you already are the Empress. You just having a bad day. You feel me? So it's like, or a bad collection of days. Okay? Because it gets like that too. It can get like that too. Okay? But for the most part, I just feel like, you know, you do have the potential to be, you know, to rise up out of your situation, you to rise up out of your emotions. You do have the potential. It's kind of like, it's giving mind over matter. That's what I just got for you, was like mind over matter. So don't just see yourself as a culmination of just all of these past hurts and things that you've been through. Like, see yourself as a culmination of the fact that like, you've been able to rise up through this energy. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like this isn't the first time that you've experienced something like this, but I just think that it's so major because it has to do with the love relationship with another person, whether it be intimate, platonic, family. It has to do with that. And oftentimes our biggest lessons and the things that we learn are through relationships with other people. That's when we really start to learn like who we are and how we perceive of ourselves. And sometimes we want validation, so we see ourselves as not enough because of maybe a relationship didn't work out. But I really think it's important for you to, you know, resist that and to know that like, I am who I am independent of any relationship. You know, I'm trying to say like, this is who I am, and I have the potential to be great, and I have the potential to be, you know, someone who really, you know, contributes, you know, someone who is a mover and shaker, someone who is creative and imaginative. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? You have to stay focused on that potential of who you could be in terms of your destiny, as opposed to you just seeing yourself through the eyes of other people, or seeing yourself like, this is me when I'm in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to see yourself as a complete independent entity, and whatnot. But I know how it is. I know how it is. You got your heart broke. I know how it is. Like, it really is sad, but you still have to give yourself the grace to be able to experience that, but also understand that like, you know, you're greater than this. You know, you're greater. So I definitely hope that you all enjoyed this reading. I hope that it was able to inspire someone today. I haven't read in a while, so I'm definitely glad to be here, and just to build up my collection of readings again, as I was previously. So I'm just here doing my service, and I definitely hope that you all enjoyed this reading. Go ahead and comment below how you feel about it, and I cannot wait to see y'all in the next one. Have a blessed and amazing day, and enjoy this wonderful fall weather.